Close the door with the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three.
Lined into left field for a base hit.
Hit in the air. That's going to be the second baseman. They have a chance for two, and they got him.
Run. The throw is in time for the out.
Lifted high into left field. Ball is way back, and that ball is way gone.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good afternoon from Central Cass. This is Region 1 Baseball today with the Northern Cass Jaguars and alongside the Central Cass Squirrels. I'm Chase Miller alongside Greg Grenz, and welcome to our pregame show brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve. You can check it out online at IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote started today. Fingers crossed for the rest of the week to hopefully be a busy week for both programs, barring what Mother Nature has in store on Friday and Saturday, respectively. After today, the Central Cass Squirrels are slated to host an invite on Saturday where they will bring in the Larimore Polar Bears as one of the three teams that will be here with the Mayport CG Patriots as well. They'll get 3 games. They'll have 3 teams getting 2 games in on Saturday each, barring, again, the weather. And then a week from today, they will go up against the Kindred Richland Vikings. We'll have that game for you on April the 30th right here on yourliveevent.com. While for Northern Cass, head coached by Sam Johnson, after today, they have a Region 1 counter with Hankinson, Fairmount, Campbell, Tinta, Rossholt, Lidgerwood, the Ball Stars, and then they make their way to the Enderlin Jamboree on Saturday. We'll have those games for you on Friday and Saturday on yourliveevent.com. A counter game in Region 1 with Kindred Richland, and then they will go up against Hillsborough Central Valley on Saturday, late afternoon, early evening. So that's what's up next for both of these teams. It's Northern Cass and it's Central Cass on the season. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, talk about some other games going on in action, get to our starting lineups, the opening pitch, that and more still to come. It's the Central Cass Squirrels and Northern Cass the Jaguars for Region 1 Baseball here on yourliveevent.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in North Dakota, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. This spring has been a trying time, and we may feel everything is out of our control. Please remember to slow down and stay safe this spring. Come home to your families each and every night. Please use this time to make sure your planter is ready to go. Keep downtime to a minimum. When you get into the fields, we are here to help you with any planting issues that may come up. RDK Enterprises, 636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels! As we continue on our pregame show here today, let's get you an out-of-town scoreboard update going on in Hillsborough right now. It's all Squirrels in Region 1 softball as Central Cass leads at 7-0 over Hillsborough Central Valley. The Region 1 softball tournament this season will be down in Hankinson, where the Region 1 baseball tournament is slated to be right here in Castleton once we get into the month of May. And a reminder, we will have the Region 1, Region 2 baseball and softball tournaments on just the eastern side of the Red River Valley. finale all on yourliveevent.com as we have done in prior years. Region 2 baseball will be at Mayville State. Region 2 softball, once they get to their Final Four, will be all in Grafton. And so going to be a little different per region in terms of the number of schools, how they go about it. Region 2 softball, for example, there's a lot more teams in Region 1, so it's not double elimination. There's a play-in to get to the quarters. Then if you lose in the quarters, you're done. But once it gets to the Final Four schools, very similar to a softball or baseball NCAA regional with the double elimination to try to find your way to the particular state tournament. Irie Insurance pregame show again continues here for Northern Cass so far on the season when it comes to Region 1 play. They are currently 2-1, while for the Central Cass Squirrels currently at 5-1 here for Central Cass. Northern Cass will be in their black uniforms here today. Central Cass in their white and red attire. Again, this contest slated to get going at the top of the hour in current conditions here in Castleton. Again, it's going to be blowing towards that left center, left field. If you get one high up in the air in that particular area and you able to get the jet stream, it might take a couple extra feet making its way towards a left field. But it is a nice day for baseball, things considered. Nearly a year ago to the date, in the Interland Baseball Jamboree, it was just above freezing temperatures, and in that particular event, left center field, you had a huge snow pile that was in left center field down there at Hendrickson Field, where kids had to physically go over that left center field snow pile and continue to play the baseball. Northern Cass head coach on the season, Sam Johnson. Dustin Maggio, the head coach for the Central Cass Squirrels. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, starting lineups and the opening pitch from Castleton.
Local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Plus, Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting and paint mixing section for your own do-it-yourself projects. From their grill selection with Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to their customer laser engraving center, Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware. As we come back on our pregame show, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance, let's go over the starting lineups here for the visitors. Northern Cass, they'll go like this. Batting leadoff is Jacob Osee, the junior second baseman. Chris Hoyland will be batting second, the sophomore shortstop. Dre Huzar will be on the bump batting third. And then you have Carter Wadeson behind the plate here. Wadeson again batting cleanup for Northern Cass for the junior. Sam Clement batting fifth, the junior first baseman. Matthew Hoppy, the junior third baseman, batting sixth. Carter Westland, the senior left fielder, batting seventh. Matthew Metzger in center field, the junior, batting eighth. Then Cody Wadeson, the designated hitter, the freshman, rounding off the starting nine. So again, O.C. Hoyland with Huzar, Wadeson, Clement, Hoppy, Westland, Metzger, and Wadeson here for Northern Cass. We'll take a break. When we come back after this, we'll get to our starting lineups for Central Cass. Let you know where they are in the field. It is a scheduled 7-inning game like normal, barring what we have for a run rule difference in Region 1 baseball. Nice day to get out, though, and stretch those legs and enjoy some baseball here on a sunny day. Blustery conditions, but overall can't complain too much with the month of April. That does it for our pregame show. Back after this for the starting lineups and the opening pitch.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we remain true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Your local Castleton agents, Scott Kramer and Tyler Wasleen, wish the Squirrels the best of luck.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 109 Main Street in Hunter.
Dakota Heritage Bank is a bank on the go and on the grow, with locations in Hunter, Hope, Galesburg, Hillsboro, Grandin, Gackle, Streeter, Judd, Harvey, Medina, and Red Lake Falls. More locations and more services. Dakota Heritage Bank offers mobile banking and online banking with bill pay, so you can bank anytime, anywhere. Stop in and visit Dakota Heritage Bank today. Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. dhbanknd.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
That does it for our pregame show, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. They covered it all from home, auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote. Start it today. Again, Irie Insurance, the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve. We went through Northern Cass's starting nine. Here's how Central Cass will be going in their batting order. Logan Broughton will be batting leadoff, the senior right fielder. Then you got Carter Verkota, the senior center fielder, batting second. Braden Mitchell will be on the bump, the senior pitcher. From there, Carter Maggio batting cleanup, the senior shortstop. Eli Boer batting fifth, the third baseman senior. Cale Pearson, the junior catcher behind the plate. Jackson Parker, the second baseman, batting seventh, the senior. And then Cam Barstead, the senior left fielder, batting eighth. And Cole Holzer, he'll be at first base, the senior here today for Central Cass. Central Cass, the home team on our Bank North scoreboard. Northern Cass, the visitors on this particular day here in Castleton. I'm Chase Miller alongside Greg Grenz, and we welcome you to Central Cass, where Mitchell is getting his couple of final warm-up tosses in. Go to our website, yourliveevent.com, for more games throughout the upcoming part of April and into May. Fortunate in this particular setting compared to the last couple of years where we haven't really played a game before nearly May the 1st, or they've had to get games in just because they're running out of daylight before the particular regional tournaments. Opening pitch at 4:58. This one swung on and missed. And the Region 1 baseball contest between Northern Cass and Central Cass is officially underway. Jacob Ossie again is batting leadoff. The pitch, this one swung on. Now it's going to be 0-2 to Ossie. So the junior second baseman again. Righty-righty matchup with Mitchell. Mitchell on the hill, winds and delivers. This one going to be jammed, and this will just miss the grandstand here. Now it'll be 0-2 yet again. So Ossie falls behind the count. Throwing some strikes here is Mitchell, which is exactly what Coach Maggio wants to see. Pounding that strike zone early. Check swing got him to go out in front on the off-speed pitch. And the opening strikeout here for Braden Mitchell. 4 pitches, and Ossie is retired, and there is now 1 out in the first inning. As now the lefty, Chris Hoyland, the sophomore shortstop, will be stepping into the plate. First pitch. This one will be in there at the knee for a strike. Holzer again at first, and then you have Parker at second, shading a little bit on the pole on the right-handed side of the infield. Working on the outer part of the plate, that'll miss for the opening ball of the contest for Mitchell. Well, Eli Boer is playing even with the bag and maybe not even a step in over at third trying to take away that bunt. This one swung on. That'll be 1-2. Enderlin Baseball Jamboree. Get your breakfast in baseball starting Friday and Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning here on YourLiveEvent.com in Enderlin. The 1-2 pitch, and there's another strikeout for Mitchell. Back-to-back Ks, and there's 2 down here in the top of the first inning. As we'll have Trey Huzar. Central Cass is hosting their own invitational on Saturday starting at 11, while Northern Cass slated to play in 2 games down in Enderlin on Saturday. This one will be on the outer part of the plate, and that'll miss to Trey. Last year's Enderlin Baseball Jamboree became a de facto midseason tournament just to get games in so teams could actually get region counters and they could seed the actual tournament. Last year, there was at times going into that Enderlin Jamboree, maybe 1 or 2 teams had more than 2 Region 1 counters in. As this one is a fastball swung on and foul tipped. As there's 2 outs and nobody on. Ossie and Hoyland, both with 2 strikeouts. Here's a 2-1. That'll miss outside. And now 3-1. And that Enderlin Baseball Jamboree kind of became a mid-season tournament, just not so much in terms of you're winning a championship or winning a particular tournament, as Mitchell able to come back and make it 3-2, but able to get games in. So what a difference a year makes with green grass right now here in April. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Mitchell strikes out the side. 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the first inning. As we go to the bottom of the first here in Castleton, it's Northern Cass scoreless, and the Squirrels coming to the plate.
It's the most prestigious, challenging, rewarding tour on dirt. The most wanted, baddest outlaws, and the most powerful late models on the planet. The world of outlaws, King's Late Models.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels! 3 up, 3 down there for Mitchell. What can Trey Huzar on the mound here for Northern Cass doing his first inning of work against the Central Cass Squirrels? Westland is in left field with Metzger in center, Gage in right. Clement at first base, Ossie at second, Hoyland at shortstop, Hoppy again going to be at third, then Carter Wadeson behind the plate with Trey Huzar, the southpaw, on the mound here for Northern Cass, and head coach Sam Johnson. A win for Northern Cass would get them to 3-1 in the region. Central Cass with a win, looking to get to 6-1 in Region 1 play. The Jags have another Region 1 contest on Thursday's schedule with the Ball Stars of that Hankinson Co-op, and then another Region 1 counter in Enderlin, part of that baseball jamboree, where there's actually 2 Region 1 counters scheduled, one on Saturday with Northern Cass and alongside Kinder Richland at a game that was washed out earlier in the season. And then from there, they have the Ball Stars going up against the Enderlin Eagles to round things off on Saturday night. So for the Central Cass Squirrels, Logan Broughton, a guy, if he gets on base, he can go first to third pretty quickly. Logan Broughton, the senior right fielder, batting leadoff with some more speed and a guy who can pepper the baseball around the infield and outfield, and Carter Dakota, the senior center fielder, then Braden Mitchell, the top third of the order. Here's the pitch by Trey. This one swung on and foul tipped off the glove of Carter Wadeson. That'll make it now 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike, no outs here. Bottom of the first inning as Trey Huzar will look in on the 0-1 offering to Logan Broughton. This one going to be a fastball running high out of the zone. Now 1-1. Regular season a little bit different when it comes to that pitch count compared to the tournament, as a lot of times you'll see the ace of a team or the one of a squad, as this one is going to be a two-hopper to OC. OC goes to Clement, 4-3 on the put-out, and there's one down here in the bottom of the first inning as Carter Verkota will come up. So Trey Huzar, nice pitch location, able to get Broughton to ground out for the first out here at the bottom of the first inning. But in high school baseball this year in North Dakota, 0 to 30 pitches during the regular season. You don't have to worry about resting if you play the very next day. 31 to 45, you got to sit at least one particular day, as this one is a little high. And then 120 pitches is the most that you can pitch in a particular day. If you get to 76 to 120, then you got to sit out for 4 days of rest. So again, if you do have a number one, and barring how your schedule looks like for region games or who you have, you might use different kinds of strategy throughout the calendar portion of the regular season. Then you get to tournament time. The biggest thing in the tournament, try not to lose with that double elimination bracket. You lose once, especially early on in the tournament, you could go through pitching pretty quickly. 3-0 pitch in at the knee against Verkota. Now it's 3-1 as Trey Huzar will have to battle behind the count with his first 3-ball count here of the afternoon. That's going to be a 5-pitch walk for Carter Verkota. So Verkota will take the walk. He'll make his way to first base. And now you bring up Braden Mitchell, the senior pitcher, coming up to the plate, where Central Cass written across the front in red with those red numerals outlined in black here for the Squirrels and head coach Dustin Maggio. But the one thing going back to that pitching is talking with both teams this season, they feel like they got not just a number one, but 2, 3, 4, 5, and utilize some matchups as the season progresses. Here's the pitch by Huzar. Good curveball in there for a strike. Now to Mitchell at 0-1, and that's the biggest thing sometimes is, yes, it's nice to win games early in a tournament once you get to the middle to latter part of May. But if you do drop on a 0-1 pitch, is going to be grounded foul. That will make it now 0-2. Both of these teams feel like they have enough pitching to possibly go through a particular tournament if that is the case, barring the situation. 7 teams in Region 1, as there has been in prior years. There will be a play-in game, top 6. Then we'll make it to state. After that 6-7 matchup, we'll make it to the regional tournament, Pick throw back to first and safely as Verkota's. Clement does a good job of eating that one up at first. So no balls, 2 strikes with 1 out here as Mitchell behind the count at 0-2. And that will be 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Mitchell against Huzar. Pitcher against pitcher here in this one. Runner at first again is Dakota. Huzar looks back the runner. The pitch nearly got the zone on that curve. Off-speed pitch. That didn't miss by much for Trey. Pulled the string, and Mitchell didn't swing, and nearly was strike 3. Instead, it will be 2-2. Fastball will miss low and out of the zone. That works to count to 3-2. Back-to-back batters all of a sudden now for Trey Huzar, working with a 3-ball count. Verkota with a 5-pitch walk. Mitchell, this will be pitch number 6 of the at-bat. As Verkota takes his lead at first, he'll stay put. The 3-2 pitch in the dirt. That's going to be a strike. Strikeout as they will go to first. So Mitchell will get the strikeout, but as that one was in the dirt, Verkota quickly scampered to second. So there will be a walk and a strikeout with a grounder so far for 3 batters for the Squirrels. Now we'll have a runner at second base, first time in scoring position with Carter Maggio, the cleanup batter, senior shortstop here for the Squirrels. Check swing does not go. Maggio now at 1-0, and the one thing for Maggio right now, just find a way to put something past the infield into the outfield and see if they can bring Verkota in on through. Well, Trey Huzar looking for one good pitch to get out of the inning. This will be in there for a strike. Fastball, good location for Trey. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. For Northern Cass, they will have 4, 5, and 6 with Carter Wadeson, Sam, and Matt Hoppy coming up in the top of the 2nd inning. Now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Eli Boer due up next here for Central Cass if Maggio can climb aboard. 2-1 offering on the pitch. This one is going to be swung on. Gets away from Waitson, but Waitson able to make his way down to third, and oh, what a glove there by Hoppy, who applied the tag after the bullet by Waitson to retire the side. So Carter Dakota is going to get run down and eventually tagged out at third base. What a play there by Carter Waitson as he goes to Hoppy, and that'll retire this side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. One complete on our Bank North scoreboard. It's scoreless with the Jags coming to the plate.
School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence. Dakota Heritage Bank is a bank on the go and on the grow, with locations in Hunter, Hope, Galesburg, Hillsborough, Grandin, Gackle, Streeter, Judd, Harvey, Medina, and Red Lake Falls. More locations and more services. Dakota Heritage Bank offers mobile banking and online banking with bill pay, so you can bank anytime, anywhere. Stop in and visit Dakota Heritage Bank today. Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. dhbanknd.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
On our Bank North scoreboard, scoreless so far through the top of the first and the bottom of the first inning. At Bank North, they take community to heart, helping their customers achieve their financial goals while supporting and improving the great rural communities that they serve. To learn more, visit ibanknorth.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. So as we go to the top of the second inning, it'll be Carter Waitson, who made the nice play, kept it in front of him close enough to kind of go up that first base line, pick it up, and then throw out Carter Dakota at third with Hoppy applying the tag. And now it'll be 4, 5, and 6 batters here for Northern Cass against Mitchell, as this is going to be swung, and that'll be a foul ball, and that'll be 0-1. So we'll see what the middle part of the lineup can do here against Mitchell, who went 3 up, 3 down, striking out the side in the top of the first inning. This one will miss low. And a contest that got underway just about 15 minutes ago here from Castleton. Here's the 1-1 offering. Hit on the ground up the third base line past Sam Johnson. And that'll go foul now at 1-2. The spring season goes by so quick when you talk with spring coaches, athletes, whether it's track and field to golf or something in between. By the time you get going in April, it doesn't take too far. The 1-2 offering before the end of the school year is done. You got graduation, you got Memorial Day weekend, state track and field, and then you kind of get to your state baseball and softball. 2-2 pitch. This one is going to be swung on past the Pearson, and this will allow Carter Waitson to get to first base. So it'll be a courtesy runner coming on here with Parker Anderson as he will make his way. As making its way to first base will be Anderson after the strikeout. And then you'll have the pass ball on top of it. So it's a strikeout with a pass ball. And now Parker Anderson will come up and be the courtesy runner. In high school sports, when it comes to baseball, the pitcher and the catcher, to keep the game moving along a little bit quicker, they will allow that courtesy runner to come in and out throughout the contest. And they can come back in the next inning and so forth. First pitch swinging, swung on and miss. As Sam Clement, the junior first baseman, will step up to the plate with a runner at first base again in Anderson. So with nobody else, we'll see what Sam Johnson does with the number 5 batter and the junior first baseman. Boer playing on the grass at third. This one going to be swung on, a 2-hopper. And Mitchell, oh, what a nice backhanded play here by the second baseman, Parker. But they're going to say that he was off the bag. He didn't keep his right foot on the bag. And all of a sudden you got runners at first and second. As you'll have Pearson and Mitchell will come on here to talk it over, make sure they got their signs. But a strikeout with the pass ball will get Parker Anderson all the way to second now after the fielder's choice with Clement able to get on base at first. So runners at first and second. Hoppe steps up to the plate. First pitch swinging, hits one up the Central Cass dugout, and the wind will carry this one back into play. Holzer loses his hat, but makes the glove catch. On a normal day, that one probably is out of the ballpark, but with the wind, Holzer did a good job coming after it the entire way, had about maybe 2 feet to work with before he hit the fence line, and that'll be the first out of the contest. So a big out here for Mitchell of the second inning, that is, and now there's one down. Carter Westland, the senior left fielder, batting 7th, will step in. And early on here for Northern Cass, a little more aggressive than maybe the first time through the order with the 1 through 3 batters. 4, 5, and 6, they're coming out early, putting some hacks on the baseball here with Mitchell. And see if they can get their pitch early in the count. 1-0 offering, looking to bunt. This one is up the third baseline. Mitchell does a 180. Nice job over to Holzer. It will be a sacrifice for Carter Westland, but it does put a pair of Jags in scoring position. Anderson makes his way to third, and Clement makes his way to second base. And now it's going to be Matthew Metzger. Excuse me, that'll be Cody Waitson coming up to the plate. And then you'll have Metzger following him. So Cody Waitson, the designated hitter, will be working ahead in the count now at 1-0. Runners at second and third here for Northern Cass. 1-0 pitch is fouled straight back into the netting, and it'll be 1-1. For the Squirrels, bottom half of the second, they will have their 4, 5, and 6 batters coming to the plates in the bottom half. Here's the 1-1 offering. This one will miss high. Now it'll make it 2-1. For Northern Cass, if Wainson's able to get up to the plate, Metzger will be the 9th batter, and then they will have their second crack at Mitchell through the lineup after that. A 2-1 pitch. This one is jammed, fouled, and that will be 2 balls and 2 strikes. Central Cass next contest this weekend here in Castleton with their invitational. For Northern Cass, they will host the Ball Stars on Thursday in Hunter for their next game. The 2-2 offering. Strike 3 outside, paints the corner, and that'll retire the side. There were no runs off of no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base, and Mitchell has struck out 5 so far through 2 innings of work. On our Bank North scoreboard, we're scoreless going to the bottom of the second inning.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Not everyone can get Secret Service level protection, but with Irie Insurance you can. You see, we've got your back, protecting homes, vehicles, businesses, crops, and so much more. Ensuring you've got the protection you need and all your questions answered faster than you can say classified information. Get protected. Get Irie Insurance. Go to IrieInsurance.com for a free quote and consultation.
Bottom of the second inning we go here in Castleton. Scoreless between the Squirrels and the Jags. And you'll see Carter Maggio, Eli Boer, and then Mr. Pearson coming up here for Central Cass after Central Cass ran out of the inning with a nice throw from Carter Waitson to Hoppe at third base, gunning out Carter Dakota to end the first inning. So that means Carter Maggio gets another crack at Trey Huzar here. As Huzar winds, this one will be a little grounder. Huzar does a nice job underhanded flip over to Clement, and that'll be out number 1. So 1-3 on the putout. As Eli Boer will come on here, the senior third baseman batting 5th. The offering, that one's going to go low. Now it'll be 1-0. Pearson due up next, the starting catcher here for Central Cass Squirrels. One down, nobody on here in the bottom of the second. This one will be low. That'll be 2 balls and no strikes. Region 1 baseball today here on YourLiveEvent.com between Central Cass and Northern Cass. Here's the 2-0 offering. This one is going to be laced, and a backhanded play by Osi keeps it close, and oh, what a play by the second baseman. Osi took a couple of steps to his right, able to keep it close enough. The old adage, just bat it down, try to keep it in front of you. He batted it down, kept him to the side, and does a nice job. 4-3 on the putout, and there's 2 down here in the second inning. So Osi with the first out of the game via Logan Broughton on the grounder. That one he had to work for his supper a little bit more, as this one is going to be the zone and missed to Pearson. Kale Pearson, the junior catcher. 1-0 on the offering here from Huzar. This one will be up in the zone now, 2-0 with Jackson Parker due up next if Pearson can climb aboard here for the Squirrels. The 2-0. That'll miss outside now, 3-0, and this will be the third 3-ball count of the afternoon for Trey Huzar. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here for the Jags and the Squirrels. A 3-0 pitch. Taken all the way now, make it 3-1. As we'll go to the top of the third inning, if Huzar looking for a 1-2-3, 3-1 offering, but Trey Huzar will get the corner there to now make it 3-2. So after being down 3-0, back-to-back strikes, 3-2 pitch. This one's going to be hit, and that's going to be past the shortstop, Hoyland, into left center field. Westland gets down to a knee. It gets by him. Making his way around first to second is Pearson. And he will be in there for a 2-out base knock. Now back-to-back innings for the Squirrels, where they will have scoring position. So Pearson will come up for a courtesy runner as Jack Everson, the sophomore, will come on. So Everson will come on now. Everson will come on in second. Swung on and missed here by Jackson Parker, the senior second baseman at 0-1. So Everson at second will be the go-ahead run for the Squirrels if they can get one in the outfield here for Parker. 0-1 offering here for Huzar. That'll miss outside now, 1-1 with Hoyland and Osi trying to keep the runner there, and Jackson is close to, as close to second as they possibly can. Westland trying to make a quick little dive out there in left center field. Got by him a little bit. Metzger able to pick it up to not allow it to be more than just what it was with a double. There's a wild pitch, though, and that'll leave the runner to third base. So now 2-1 with Carter Wadeson behind the plate again for Northern Cass. Runner at third base is Everson. 2-1 with 2 outs. This one going to be fouled, and now 2-2. For Northern Cass, 9-1 and 2 batters due up next with Metzger to lead things off in the third. Well, for the Central Cass Squirrels, Barstead is due up next. If Jackson Parker can get to first base some way, somehow here, but he's looking to drive in Everson at third base. The 2-2 pitch. Got him on the strikeout, looking to retire the side. So no runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. So far through 2 innings, we're scoreless as we go to the top of the third here in Castleton with the Jags coming to the plate.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes!
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in North Dakota, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
On your out-of-town scoreboard up in Hillsboro, the Thompson Tommies lead the Burros 5-3, top of the 6th inning in Region 2 baseball, the defending champs. And Thompson, they've had quite a run up there over the last handful of seasons, finding ways to consistently make state tournament, making their way to the state championship game. Thompson and Central Cass played in a heck of a semifinal last year as well. And we'll also have an update for you here with Central Cass and Hillsboro Central Valley. Bottom of the 4th inning, latest we've heard, 14-4 Central Cass softball up over Hillsboro Central Valley, also on yourliveevent.com. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Metzger, the junior center fielder, to lead things off, as this is going to be fouled back. Now it's going to be 0-2 here in the top of the 3rd inning. So no balls, 2 strikes. Then you go back to the top of the order here with Ossie and Hoyland for Northern Cass in the top of the 3rd. 0-2 pitch with Mitchell. Rocks and delivers. That'll miss. Now it'll be 1-2. Got the lawn chairs out. Got a smattering of sweatshirts, some jackets on this April afternoon. This is going to be fouled back to the netting, and we'll keep it at 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Make sure you stay tuned to our post-game show. From there, we'll get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game here in Castleton. 1-2 pitch. Mitchell works on the inside of the plate. Now make it 2-2. Pearson behind the plate with Boer at 3rd, Maggio at short, Parker at 2nd, and Holzer at 1st here in the infield for the Squirrels. 2-2 pitch. That'll be strike 3, and that'll be the 6th strikeout here for Mitchell. So strike 3 looking. And for Mitchell, he's found the strike zone a plethora of times so far here today. Ossie, the junior second baseman, 0 for 1 with a strikeout his last time up. Breaking ball, starting him off the 2nd time through with a strike. Now it'll be 0-1. Mitchell with the 0-1 offering. This one swung on and missed at 0-2. Barstead in left, Dakota in center, and Logan Broughton in right field here for Central Cass. No balls, 2 strikes. This one swung on and missed. High fastball, and Mitchell with back-to-back-to-back strikeouts. 3 straight here for Mitchell. He had 4 straight from the 1st to the start of the 2nd inning. And now Chris Hoyland, the sophomore shortstop, will step up to the plate. 2 down here in the top of the 3rd, and quickly Mitchell pitches strike 1 for an 0-1 offering. With 2 outs. This will miss outside. Now it'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. So far for Mitchell, he's found the strike zone more times than not today. The 1-1 pitch is going to miss outside. Now 2-1. Got out of a little pickle in the 2nd inning, but 3 up, 3 down in the 1st. Looking to try to do the same here in the 3rd. That'll miss, but it'll be a 3-ball count. So good by Hoyland to work the count to pitch number 5, and a 3-ball offering on the way here for Mitchell. And a 3-1 pitch. This one will be in there for a strike, outer side of the plate, as it'll be now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the payoff pitch. 3-2 and another 3 up, 3 down strikeout the side here for Mitchell. 9 outs, 8 of them via the K here for Mitchell today. As we make our way to the bottom of the 3rd inning, we're scoreless here on our Bank North scoreboard.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. This spring has been a trying time, and we may feel everything is out of our control. Please remember to slow down and stay safe this spring. Come home to your families each and every night. Please use this time to make sure your planter is ready to go. Keep downtime to a minimum. When you get into the fields, we are here to help you with any planting issues that may come up. RDK Enterprises, 636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Since its beginning, the Central Cast Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cast High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cast Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcastboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcastboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels! Bottom of the third inning here on our Bank North scoreboard. We're scoreless in Castleton. So far, it's been a pitcher's duel between these two clubs with Trey Huzar for Northern Cass and Mr. Mitchell Braden here for the Central Cass Squirrels as we go to the bottom of the third inning. For the Squirrels, Carter Dakota was rung up at third trying to steal after a ball got a little bit away from Waitson behind the plate with 2 outs. Waitson with an absolute bullet to the third baseman and Hoppy, who applied the tag to get Dakota out. And then they got a 2-out double. And Everson was able to make his way to third after a wild pitch after the Pearson double, who was courtesy run for. And that's where they stranded a runner in the second. Working ahead on Barstead here is Huzar. The 0-1 pitch is fouled, and this one will go out of play. Now it'll be 0-2. So if you do have a little foul up the right field line, that one could come back into play potentially with that wind pushing it towards the outfield. This one is going to be hit on the ground, a little too hopper to the faceman. Nice job there by Sam. Able to go to Trey for the out. There'll be 3-1 on the putout. Lehman was able to play it nicely. Two hopper got in front of the second baseman Oisey, but Trey Huzar did a better job there on the mound to hustle his way to first base to cover it. Now there's one down here in the bottom of the third inning as Cole Holzer, awfully good golfer in his own right, will come up to the plate. That'll miss. Now 1-0. Central Cass, the defending champs in Class B boys golf here this season after winning it a year ago. Here's the 1-0 offering. This one will miss low for a ball. Now 2-0. So Holzer, a dual sport athlete when it comes to the spring. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. 2-0 pitch, that'll miss. Now it'll be 3-0, and then it goes back to the top of the lineup here with Logan Broughton for Central Cass. So Huzar, the 3-0 pitch on the way. That'll be in there for a strike at 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the 3-1 offering. That one will miss, and it'll be a walk. 5-pitch walk on the way. As Cole Holzer will scamper down to first base. Second walk for Trey Huzar through 9 batters so far. And now you're going to see Logan Broughton up to the plate. We'll see what Coach Maggio wants to do in terms of play with Holzer at first base. And the speedster and Logan Broughton, who grounded out to the second baseman, Osi, the first time up back in the bottom of the first inning. Holzer with a nice lead at first. This one will be in there for a strike now, 0-1. Hoppy even with the bag at third with Hoyland and Osi up in the middle. Clement again holding Holzer at first base. Little gap into right center field. The 0-1 pitch. That'll be in there for a strike at 0-2. Shane a little bit down the line is Westland in left. A little bit to off center is Metzger. More into the left-hand side. And then in right is Gage. No balls, 2 strikes. This one will miss. Now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. As Holzer takes his lead off of first. Stays put, the 1-2. That'll miss. Holzer scampers up off of first. Here's a throw down. Holzer slides back safely. Wadeson saw Holzer kind of spin his wheels at first base, and Holzer with that stretch gets out of Clemens' tag and able to get back in there. Now it'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes. A 2-2 pitch upcoming here for Huzar. This one in there, and they will throw it down to second, trying to see if they get Holzer out at second, as they will call him safe at second base. And again, Holzer makes his way to second. The out is recorded with Logan Broughton at first, but Holzer went to take off, and that's an automatic out at first base with that base already occupied. But the one thing that Hoyland didn't do with Holzer is, yes, the throw beat Holzer to second, but you still got to tag him, as, again, that's just like a stolen base. Now there's a runner again for Central Cass in scoring position. Dakota, first pitch swinging, fouls it up the first baseline foul, and will go 0-1. So Central Cass with a runner in scoring position in the first, second, and now the third, as this will be with 2 outs, and Dakota trying to see if he can get Cole Holzer to round third base. Huzar, though, gets ahead now, no balls and 2 strikes. Squirrels sent 4 batters to the plate in the first, the second, and now the third. 0-2 pitch upcoming as Huzar looks back the runner. This one swung on in the dirt. Wadeson makes its way across to complete the strikeout. Back-to-back Ks here for Trey Huzar to retire the side. There were no runs off of no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. 3 complete on our Bank North scoreboard in Castleton. It's a pair of goose eggs here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ. 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Top of the 4th inning here on YourLiveEvent.com. It's the Central Cass Squirrels and Northern Cass the Jaguars here for Region 1 baseball. And Region 2 baseball up in Hillsboro going on right now. It's 6-3 Thompson, bottom of the 6th inning with 2 outs. Burrows trying to put something in order and together here. That's a Region 2 counter. Here it's a Region 1 counter, but the nice thing is, compared to the last couple of years, kids are out and about playing their respective activity, whether it's track, whether it's golf, or something in between. As Trey Huzar will be coming up here, then you have Wadeson and Clement. That'll be 3, 4, and 5. Heart of the order going up against Mr. Mitchell, who's gone 3 innings with 8 strikeouts so far today for Central Cass, as this one will miss low now at 1-0. Trey Huzar was able to work the count full his last time up, but eventually succumbed to a strikeout where Mitchell started off the contest with a strikeout of the side in the first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This one's going to be jammed, and this will be out of play enough with the wind to make it now 1-1. Northern Cass in their all-black uniforms with that little gold stripe down the side with that white numerals outlining in gold here. The 1-1 pitch on the way from Mitchell. Off-speed, good breaking ball now makes it 1-2. As Mitchell looks into Pearson behind the plate, and the 1-2 offering. This one will be out of the zone as Pearson has to come out of his crouch position here. 2 balls, 2 strikes upcoming here to Trey Huzar. Pitcher-pitcher matchup for the second time in this particular situation with Northern Cass at the plate. 2-2. This going to be hit on the ground. Holzer able to field it, glove it underneath, and just in the nick of time to retire Huzar. As Holzer able to flip it over to Mitchell covering. It'll be 3-1 on the putout and a bang-bang play at first. And there's one down here in the top of the 4th inning. As Carter Wadeson, the junior catcher, will check in. Was able to reach base back on the second. He struck out, but it was a pass ball, got to first. And they brought Anderson in as a courtesy runner, and he got all the way to third before Northern Cass was retired via the strikeout with Cody Wadeson later in the inning. 1-0 pitch on the way here from Mitchell. This one will miss, up and in at the belt. Now 2-0. This might be the old adage, who scores first possibly could win this game with the way these two pitchers are going at each other. 2-0 pitch. That'll be in there for a strike now at 2-1 in the regular season again. You can throw up to 120 pitches and then finish the particular batter if you get to that point. 2-1 pitch. Now will be 2 balls and 2 strikes. You pitch 76 to 120 in a particular game in the regular season. You need nearly a week off from the Monday through Friday. You got to have 4 rest days following that. As the 2-2 offering on the way. This one, strike 3, got him. And that's the ninth strikeout for Braden Mitchell. As Sam will come up. Clemens, the junior first baseman. So nobody on, 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Here's the pitch. This one will be in there for a strike now at 0-1. So far, 6 goose eggs up on the scoreboard, 3 apiece through 3 innings as we've reached the midway point now, as this will be a 1-ball, 1-strike offering on the way. Mitchell looks back into Pearson and the 1-1. This one will miss low now at 2-1. Hoppy hoping to come up to the plate here for Northern Cass if Sam can find a way to get to first, if not maybe a little bit farther if he can hit one in the outfield against Mitchell. The 2-1 offering. This one foul back to the backstop now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. All roads lead to the Buffalo City this year, that first weekend of June, where state baseball and state softball will be for Class B this season. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Mitchell with a right-handed throw on the pitch. That'll miss, and they'll make the count full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. This one's going to be hit on the ground, but foul. And now we'll keep it at 3-2. Trey Huzar was able to make the count full back in the first inning. Take a look at the third. Same thing for Chris Hoyland, and now you'll have Sam doing the same thing here, but trying to get on base. The 3-2 pitch. This one will be all the way to the back as Pearson quickly comes after it. It will be a walk regardless, as Sam is able to climb aboard. So Clement will be at first base here. First walk, and that also will bring Northern Cass with the runner at first here. And as you take a look with Hoppy, the junior third baseman, coming up after Pearson saw that one get by in a pass ball. It was a walk regardless, and Northern Cass with their first runner since the second inning. Quick pick. Holzer trying to apply the tag, but getting back is Clement. As now you'll have Hoppy, the junior third baseman. As Mitchell looks back, the runner at first. And the pitch. Runner's going to go. Here's the throw, and he's out. Parker with a great take as that one tailed a little bit up to second. Pearson to Parker, and the stolen base by Sam will finish the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 3.5 complete here from Castleton. Nice defensive play there from Pearson to Parker, and that'll retire the side as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning.
Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Plus, Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting and paint mixing section for your own do-it-yourself projects. From their grill selection with Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to their customer laser engraving center, Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Bottom of the fourth inning, we go Northern Cass and Central Cass. It'll be Mitchell, Maggio, and Boer, 3, 4, and 5 batters, just like it was 3, 4, and 5 for Northern Cass in the top half of the frame. We'll see if the heart of the order the second time through for Central Cass can possibly get by the puzzle that has been the pitching by Trey Huzar and also Mitchell on the opposite side for the Central Cass Squirrels. It's literally been out for out so far, using different ways. Mitchell so far with 9 strikeouts through 4 innings. While on the opposite side for Trey Huzar, he was able to get back-to-back Ks. He has 4 so far through the contest with a pair of walks, just 1 hit against, but he's used some pretty good glove work behind him to also take advantage of putting up 3 zeros so far through these particular innings. Mitchell takes one low. Now we'll work ahead in the count at 1-0. This will also miss inside. Now 2 balls and no strikes. So Huzar looks in. 2-0 pitch on the way to Mitchell. Mitchell takes one outside for a strike now at 2-1. Mitchell's got some power as we've seen throughout the years. You do not want to leave something middle in for him to try to turn in on one. This one will be missing outside on the breaking ball. Now 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 on the offering. Huzar to Mitchell. Will be big swing there by Mitchell. Swung on and missed. Now 3-2. Northern Cass, Central Cass scoreless here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Huzar with the 3-2 pitch. This one is going to be a strike, but get by Wadeson. Making his way to first base will be Mitchell. So it'll be a strikeout, but advancing with the pass ball. So now all of a sudden you'll have a runner at first base, and that'll be the first time today the Central Cass Squirrels have had their leadoff runner aboard. And also be in the bottom of the fourth inning with a good hitting senior and Carter Maggio stepping up. So Huzar gets the strikeout, but the Squirrels get the runner at first with nobody out here. Maggio looking to bunt. This one comes back to the backstop after it hits the bat of Maggio. Now make it 0-1. Hoppy was hustling down that third baseline. We'll see what Coach Maggio decides to do with a runner at first base here in Mitchell. And Trey Huzar looking back in. Now behind the count, no balls, 1 strike. Clement holding the runner on at first who stays put. Maggio able to hit this one on the bunt up the third baseline. Hoppy comes across. Covering is going to be Huzar, and then they'll throw it back to second as Mitchell will make his way from second to third, and he will come all the way in to score here for the Central Cass Squirrels. So it's going to be a sacrifice bunt for Maggio. And then Clement was looking to go to Hoyland and then threw it past him. And then Metzger was trying to cover after Westland was coming all the way to third base, and that'll now make it 1-0 here for the Central Cass Squirrels. So the run does come in to score via the error on the play, and Mitchell will come in to score now, make it 1-0 here in the fourth inning. That one swung and a missed. Eli Boer will make it now 0-1. So 1-0 on your Bank North scoreboard. Central Cass with the lead. And that'll make it now 0-2 with 1 out. So Eli Boer falls behind the count. Trey Huzar looking in on Wadeson. And the pitch. That'll be in the dirt at 1-2. So put the ball in play to Maggio. Hoppy did a good job coming down that third base line to give it to Clement. And then Clement was looking as Mitchell rounded second, maybe an extra step than what Clement would have thought. And as he did, went back to the second base to try to see if he could throw him out. But instead it goes into left center field. And Mitchell had an easy stride, rounding third on his way to home. So it'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. That one's going to miss. It'll make the count full at 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes on the way here to Eli Boer, who grounded out his last time to Osi at second base, and he hit it on a line to the second baseman as well. The pitch, that'll miss, be outside. Boer makes his way to first. And that'll be the third walk of the game on the way for Trey Huzar. And now it'll be Pearson coming up to the plate. So Kale will come up to the plate here for Central Cass. Well, they'll have a 1-0 advantage with one out in the bottom of the fourth inning. Huzar looks to the runner at first. Signing back safely was Eli. And all of a sudden the question is that one run enough for Mitchell on the mound here for Central Cass? We mentioned earlier it could be the first one to score that wins this ball game with how Huzar and Mitchell were kind of going out for out on the mound so far today. As the wind and the gust picks up a little bit as Trey Huzar steps off as he looks back in to Cale Pearson. A junior with able to get aboard with a double his last time up to left center field. He has the lone hits of the game here for Central Cass. The 1-0 pitch on the way. That'll miss low and make it now 2 balls and no strikes. So for Boer, he'll be at first base as Pearson the 2-0 pitch. Gives it a good hack. Swung on and missed. Now 2-1. High school baseball again plays 7 innings, a game that is nearing the 1 hour mark here in Castleton. 2-1 offering, swung on and missed, now 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, runner at first base again, and Eli takes his lead. Huzar looks over, the pitch, 2-2, got him. Nice curveball on the way there for the strikeout. 2 strikeouts now in the inning, but the first one was via a pass ball and allowed Central Cass to take their lead. Now there's 2 down here with a runner at first. As Parker steps up. This one will miss outside at 1-0. Batter number 5 up here in the inning for the Central Cass Squirrels. As Barstead, Holzer, and Broughton, 8, 9, and 1 due up here for Central Cass. If Parker can keep the line moving here for the Squirrels, as Parker will make it now 1 ball and 1 strike. 0 for 1 on the game with a strikeout back in the second. Huzar with a 1-1 offering. This one will miss, get all the way to the backstop. That will allow the runner at first base, Eli Boer, to make his way to second. And now the Squirrels will have a runner in scoring position. So for Jackson Parker, he'll have an opportunity here with the runner at second now to see if he can get one through the infield and see if Boer can make his way. This one will be in there for a strike at the knee. Now 2-2. Holland and OC trying to keep Boer as close as they possibly can to second. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. The 2-2. This one swung on in the dirt. Carter Wadeson has to go to first and able to retire the side. So it'll be a strikeout of the side here for Trey Huzar, but the Central Cass Squirrels do score a run. They score 1 run off of no hits. There was 1 error with a runner left on base. 4 complete on our Bank North scoreboard. It's Central Cass 1, Northern Cass scoreless. Top of the 5th inning we go on your live event.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Your local Castleton agents, Scott Kramer and Tyler Wazleen, wish the Squirrels the best of luck.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 109 Main Street in Hunter.
High school baseball today here, Region 1 baseball, top of the 5th inning. It's Central Cass 1, Northern Cass scoreless here in Castleton, where so far today it's been the pitcher's duel. Just one hit combined through 4 innings between these two, but Mitchell and Huzar have been as advertised, if you will, with Mitchell being the senior and Trey Huzar the junior, but two guys who we've heard a ton about when it comes to baseball over the last handful of seasons in Region 1. As you will have the 8-9, make that the 6, 7, and 8 hitters here for Central Cass due up with Hoppy, Wadeson, Westland, and then Cody Wadeson. Hoppy with a pop-up to Huzar. I'll make that Holzer his last time up at first base. Now we'll make it 1 ball and 1 strike. Mitchell so far 9 strikeouts with 1 walk through 4 innings of play. The 1-1. This one's going to be hit on the ground to this shortstop, Maggio, able to come across. 6-3 on the putout, 1 up, 1 down here on the top of the 5th. Struck out the side in the first, able to get 2 strikeouts in the second, 3 in the third, and then had 1 in the 4th inning so far here for Braden Mitchell. Westland with a sacrifice bunt his last time up. This one will miss up now 1-0 at that particular time. In the second inning, it put Parker Anderson to third, and Clement went to second with 2 outs. Then you had Cody Wadeson strike out to retire the side, as this one is hit up the first baseline foul. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. Contest that got underway at 4:58, nearly an hour ago here today. Top of the 5th inning, the 1-1. Check swing, did he go? They will appeal the first. They will say yes, he did. It'll be 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mitchell works ahead in the count, and the 1-2. This one foul back to the netting. Good job by Westland, staying alive here. Choking up a little bit on that bat. Outfield playing a little bit to pull down the left, and then Logan Broughton playing in a little bit more at the right field spot here with Westland. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, got him for strikeout number 10. Braden Mitchell, his 10th punch-out of the afternoon, and now coming up to the plate will be Cody Wadeson, the freshman. This one will be out and miss out of the zone, and 1-0, and then you got Metzger due up next. So for the top of the lineup, comes up here for Northern Cass. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Squirrels, we'll see this one hit, and that one will be over the dugout and make it now 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs on the opportunity so far, and for Braden Mitchell, looking to continue that one here in terms of his pitching prowess so far here this Tuesday afternoon. Pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike at 1-2. So now for Braden Mitchell, trying to get the Squirrels bats to the plate, see if they can get some insurance in. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3, looking to retire the side. Back-to-back case to finish it off here in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 11 Ks for Mitchell through 5 innings of work. We go to the bottom of the 5th with the Squirrels coming to the plate.
An enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in North Dakota, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
High school baseball here today in Castleton. It's 1-0 Squirrels on our Bank North scoreboard as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, due up 8, 9, and 1 batters here for Central Cass. As coming up to the plate will be Cameron Barstead. Cam for short, the senior left fielder. Cole Holzer, then Logan Broughton. At Bank North, to learn more, visit ibanknorth.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. They're more than just a community partner. They're a bank that you can always count on. They take community to heart, helping customers achieve their financial goals. For more information, go to ibanknorth.com. The 1-0 pitch also missing. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Will be just a few short weeks before we get to the Region 1 baseball tournament. The play-in game will be at the 6 of the 6 seed, where the 7 will travel to the 6. 2-0 pitch, be foul back. Now it'll be 2-1. And from there, you'll get your games middle of May here in Castleton for the next 2 rounds, and then the championship series will be at the highest seed remaining. So the regular season means something again here in Region 1. Nice job, Huzar, able to play his position, give it to the right-hand side, and able to be over there was Clemens 1-3 on the putout. So something a little bit different, as every region does. Some just go to one location and just play the entire time. Region 1, they make the regular season worthwhile a little bit, where they will alternate throughout, as Sam Johnson will come out here, and Trey Huzar. We'll see where Huzar is, as they will kind of look at having the glove will come out here, and Trey will come out. We'll have a new pitcher in for Northern Cass. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is going to be as Gage makes his way from right field, and we'll let you know some of the new players coming up around the corner next year on YourLiveEvent.com.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. This spring has been a trying time, and we may feel everything is out of our control. Please remember to slow down and stay safe this spring. Come home to your families each and every night. Please use this time to make sure your planter is ready to go. Keep downtime to a minimum. When you get into the fields, we are here to help you with any planting issues that may come up. RDK Enterprises, 636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Region 1 baseball today here in the bottom of the 5th inning. After that grounder there from Barstead, that retires Trey Huzar in terms of his pitching, as he will make his way to the outfield. Huzar will finish going 4 1/3, gives up 1 hit that was back in the 2nd to Pearson. 3 walks and 6 strikeouts, as Hoyland will take the mound, go from shortstop. OC will take the mound here, as Hoyland will go from shortstop to 2nd. Still got Clement over at first base with Carter Waitson behind the plate. And then over at 3rd will be Hoppy one more time, and at shortstop will be Hoyland. Will be at shortstop, Then at first base, you're going to have Cody Waitson, it looks like. And then you'll make your way with Metzger in right, Huzar in center, and then Westland will be in left field. So you'll have nobody on with 1 out, as Cole Holzer will come up. So the righty-righty matchup now with Holzer, Broughton, and Dakota upcoming, as Trey Huzar will check out for Northern Cass. So Holzer will come in. So Cole Holzer will come up to the plate, and you'll have the 9 and 1 batters here for Central Cass, with Jacob Osi again going from 2nd to the mound. Hoyland will stay put at shortstop. Huzar goes to center. Metzger goes to right. Gage will come out of the game, and then you'll have Waitson, the younger brother, will come out and play first base. That is second base. That again is Cody. 1 ball, no strikes on the way to Cole Holzer. The 1-0 pitch. This one is in there for a strike at 1 ball, and 1 strike. So a nice pitching performance by Trey Huzar here. And the 1-1 offering. This one will be in there for a strike now at 1-2. But Huzar again 4 1/3, just 1 hit, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. That run against was unearned. And the 1-2 pitch missing 2 balls and 2 strikes. And this is the one thing when you talk with coaches throughout the particular region, they will say that anyone on any given night, with depending on who's pitching, you just feel like there's a lot of really good athletes that come through these programs, and they even feel like maybe the bottom half of the region's getting a little bit better throughout the last couple of years from maybe what it was 2 years ago to where it is now. The 3-2, this one will just miss outside for a walk, and Holzer will take the 4th walk of the afternoon here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Coming to the plate will be Logan Broughton, 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout so far. As Broughton looks up the third base coach to Dustin Maggio, gives the signs. We'll see what Cole Holzer, who's reached base twice today with a pair of walks, productive in that 9 spot, takes his lead from first. This will miss out of the zone. Now will be 1-0. Wind continues to still blow. Nice little fever to left field in terms of the wind gusts and the wind prowess today. This one's going to be grounded, and that'll be hit and through for a base knock rounding second. On his way to third as Holzer. Here's the throw from Metzger. That'll go over Hoppy, and making his way all the way to come in will be Holzer. Going to third base is going to be Logan Broughton, and for the Central Cass Squirrels, they will take a 2-0 lead. So Holzer comes from first to home. Logan Broughton able to get to third base. That'll be a double followed by the throwing error by Metzger in right. That'll allow the runner and Holzer to come in. So that'll be the second error. Run does come in, however, to make it now 2-0. And now Central Cass will see Northern Cass bring their infield in. That's going to miss for a ball at 1-0. So Carter Verkota 0 for 1 with a walk and a caught stealing back in the first inning, and a strikeout so far here today with the runner at first and Broughton. The 1-0. This one will get past the catcher. Carter waits and coming in to score, and that's going to be 3-0 Central Cass. So you take your advantage there for the Central Cass Squirrels as take advantage of the area, take advantage of the pass ball, and now Carter Verkota works ahead 2-0, and it's a 3-0 contest, and 2 runs as the Squirrels are putting up a little bit of a crooked number so far here in the 5th inning. So Broughton comes in to score from third. And now all of a sudden it's 3 balls, no strikes, and another guy who's got some wheels, and Carter Verkota steps up to the plate and gets ahead now 3-0 in the count. He will be taking the entire way with OC now at 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Verkota, see how aggressive he is here in the count. He's going to follow this one back to make it at 3-2. Braden Mitchell due up next, followed by Carter Maggio. Central Cass and Northern Cass, a large contest here. Central Cass 5-1 on this season, while for Northern Cass 2-1 in regional play. The Vikings 4-0. 3-2 pitch. This one will be in the dirt. And now it'll be a walk on the way. The second one by OC so far. And then Verkota was looking to make his way towards second base. And they will make a time as this one went all the way back. And for Verkota, we'll see if he stays put at first base or if he's going to be awarded second. And they're going to say that he's going to take second base as Carter Waitson was coming all the way across. And Sam Johnson's going to come out and say that Verkota should still be at first base if that one is lodged potentially in the fence that comes through. And we'll see what they're going to do here as the umpires will come across and see how this game will continue to unravel and unfold here in the bottom of the 5th inning, that is. So 2 runs across. Holzer came in, Logan Broughton came in, and they've all done this off of just 1 hit in the inning. After a Barstead ground out, that spelled Trey Huzar. And then you had Cole Holzer against Jacob Ossie earn a walk. He was at first base, and then Logan Broughton hit one to right, able to make his way for a double, and the runner came across. And then you had the errant throw by Metzger, which went over Hoppy's head, which allowed the runner in Holzer to go from first to third, then to home. That awarded Logan Broughton second to third on the throw, and then he came in off the pass ball, and they will say that Dakota will be just at first base. Regardless, though, the Squirrels are putting the ball in play, and they do it again. Mitchell goes opposite. Dakota rounds second on his way to third. Here's the relay, and they're not going to get him. Sliding in safely is Carter Dakota, who goes first to third. So Dakota goes first to third. Mitchell with a single to right. And now that's going to be the second hit against Ossie, the third one of the contest. And Sam Johnson is going to come out here and talk it over. So you got runners at the corners with 1 out right now with Dakota and Mitchell. And now you got Carter Maggio, the cleanup batter, coming up to the plate. And for Sam Johnson, this might just be one to calmly, coolly collect everyone's breath a little bit here and see if they can get something going. But nice piece of hitting again one more time by Mitchell, staying back on the baseball, able to serve that one to right field right in front of Metzger. Metzger did a good job hitting the relay, and Hoyland nearly was able to throw a P to Hoppy and get the runner out with Dakota. That would have been a large second out instead. Runners at the corners with just 1 out, and some more insurance to be had here with Carter Maggio digging in here for Central Cass. And all of a sudden, if they're able to put one in the outfield here for Maggio, they could really start to open up this game here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The pitch. Maggio hits one to right with the wind. That'll keep it in the field of play. It'll be a foul. 1 pitch, 1 out. That one just jammed him enough. But with that wind coming back, allowed Clement a couple less steps to have to make his way up the first base line. It'll be a pop out to the first baseman. There's 2 outs as Eli Boer 0 for 1 on the day with a walk his last time up. We'll dig in. Central Cass will make its way to Thompson in a couple weeks on May the 4th for Star Wars fans out there, as they will play the Langdon area Enmore Mina Cardinals and the Thompson Tommies. All 3 of those teams made it to state. Will have coverage beginning at 11 o'clock in the morning. Well, for Northern Cass, next time they're going to be on your live events will be before May, barring what the weather has in store on Saturday with the Enderlin Baseball Jamboree. 0-1 pitch in there for a strike, now 0-2. Central Cass will also have their contest with Kindred Richland a week from today here in Castleton on yourliveevent.com. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners at the corners. This one is hit up the first baseline with that wind. Will make it interesting. Clement loses his hat, but he able to come up and make the catch in foul territory. So for the Central Cass Squirrels, they send 7 batters to the plate. They're able to score 2 runs as we go to the top of the 6th inning. On our Bank North scoreboard, Central Cass leads it by 3.
Local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
As we come back here in the top of the 6th inning, it's the Central Cass Squirrels 3, while the Northern Cass Jaguars are scoreless here, and they will come up to the plate and still have to go up against Mitchell. Now 3 runs instead of a couple, 1 run behind. Here is Braden Mitchell so far through 5 innings of work, has 11 strikeouts and just 1 walk against. The only time that Northern Cass has left the runners aboard was back in the 2nd inning. They did get runners on. They did get 1 runner on with 2 outs in the 4th. That was with Sam Clement, but then he was caught stealing to finish the side. And for Northern Cass, it'll be their 9-1-2 batters. So from a Jake's perspective, try to get some table setters up to the plate, see if he can put a couple of baseballs in play and get your guys to start running a little bit. As Metzger, now the right fielder, the junior, will step up, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The pitch by Mitchell swung on and missed, now 0 and 1. For Central Cass, you still have Dakota in center with Broughton in right and Barstead in left. The 0-1 pitch. This one swung on and missed. Now 0 and 2. Pearson behind the plate. The battering ram with Mitchell here. Mitchell wasting very little time. Gets the ball, gets on the rubber, and gets a strikeout. His 12th of the contest. 3 pitches, all strikes. Swung on and missed. And now it'll be OC coming up to the plate. So OC, 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch swinging, hits a glove to the third baseman, Boer, who gives it to Holzer. Holzer does a good job digging that one out and keeping it as it kind of came up a little bit on the hop there, almost right to where that wrist and the palm area is. Holzer does a good job to keep that one the glove. 5-3 on the putout. And OC's retired on 1 pitch, so 4 pitches, 2 outs. You like that math if you're Mitchell. As Hoyland will step in. And this one will miss for a ball, now 1-0. Hoyland worked the count full his last time up. 0 for 2 on the day with a pair of strikeouts. The 1-0 pitch is foul back. Now it'll be 1-1. All of a sudden you start looking at that scoreboard. Northern Cass 4 outs remaining here unless they can get something going offensively. The 1-1 pitch. This one will miss outside at 2-1. As Mitchell, 2 balls, 1 strike. Trying to see if he can get it back to a 2-2 count. Missing outside at 3-1. He has walked 1 batter. That was Sam Clement back in the 4th inning. Last runner to actually reach here for Northern Cass was Sam. The 3-1 pitch swung on and missed. Now it's going to be 3-2 for the Squirrels. They're going to send up Pearson, Parker, and Barstead, the 6, 7, and 8 batters in the bottom of the 6th inning. The 3-2. This one will miss, and Hoyland gets aboard. So a good walk there by Chris Hoyland. That'll be a runner at first base with 2 outs, and Trey Huzar will step up. Now the center fielder here is OC again, the pitcher, coming in for Huzar after that in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 outs, quick pick throw, and this one is going to get by Holzer. Making its way to second base will be Hoyland. He'll round and keep it there. So first error of the game on the way here for Central Cass. And now there will be 2 outs with a runner in scoring position. Northern Cass did have runners in scoring position in the 2nd. That was the last time. And the offering to Trey Huzar is going to miss out of the zone at 1-0. Trey so far today 0 for 2. A strikeout back in the 1st and a grounder his last time up to Holzer at first base, who flipped it to Mitchell back in the 4th inning. The 1-0 pitch, that'll miss outside at 2-0. So after the error on the way, Mitchell will have to contend with a runner in second base. Maggio looking for the daylight play. Able to see it was Hoyland at 2-0. That'll miss outside now at 3-0. And that's what Northern Cass just needs to find a way to do. Get a runner on, see if he can get Mitchell to leave one in the zone, or as we see now, working a couple out of the zone. Huzar, we'll see how patient he is with a 3-0 count, and he will take the walk. So back-to-back walks here will allow Northern Cass to bring the tying run to the plate with the catcher in Carter Wadeson. Wadeson did reach base back in the 2nd, but he's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. And for Northern Cass, again, just find a way to try to get the tying run to the plate, and that's what they've been able to do here in the 6th inning. Runner at second base is Hoyland. Huzar at first. Mitchell looks back the runner and able to get ahead in the count now at 0-1. Batter number 4 in the lineup here for Coach Sam Johnson. Trying to continue this little 2-out rally here for Northern Cass. Mitchell looks back. The 0-1 backhanded nicely by Pearson in the dirt. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. The Minnesota Twins going up against the Chicago White Sox, a pair of, if you want to say, cellar dwellers this season in the AL Central. See if the Twins can kind of right the ship a little bit here with a handful of games with the White Sox over the next couple of weeks. This one is going to be in the dirt. Runner at second. Hoyland's in a scamper on to third. It gets by Eli Boer, but backed up nicely by Maggio, and the runners will make their way. So it'll be 2 balls, 1 strike on the count up, coming with 2 outs. As Hoyland will make his way towards third base. Huzar is at second. 2-1 pitch. This one's going to come in and hit him. And that'll hit Waitson, and that'll make the batters full with bases of Jags. So you'll have a runner at first, second, and third as Coach Maggio will come out and double check to see, as he might say that as he came through to swing, and did it hit the bat possibly or not? Regardless, it allows a little more time on his walk to the mound to Mitchell. Bases full. The Jags and Northern Cass has their best opportunity against Mitchell here to score since the 2nd inning when they had runners at second and third with 2 outs. So bases full. You have Hoyland again at first base. At third base. At second, Huzar. And then Carter Waitson made his way to first base with the hip batter. So now Sam Clement, the junior first baseman, 0 for 1 so far today, reached base on a fielder's choice in the 2nd, walked back in the 4th, and was caught stealing. So for Northern Cass, if you can put something in the outfield, 1 run's coming in, and then with Trey Huzar will be running right off the bat with 2 outs. You'd think it could be 2 and a chance to put up a crooked number in their own right here for Northern Cass. This one is fouled back, and they'll make it now 0-1. We'll see what Mitchell still has in the tank here in the bottom, or in the top of the 6th inning, trying to get the Squirrels up in the bottom of the 6th. Bases full again, with coming up Matthew Hoppy due up next if Clement can climb aboard. The 0-1, that'll be in there at the knee for a strike at 0-2. So Mitchell trying to work out of a 2-out potential rally here for Northern Cass. The 0-2 offering. This one going to be hit up the ground, and Northern Cass has been able to do this via the small ball. A walk by Hoyland, a walk by Huzar, and then a hit by pitch with Carter Waitson to field the bases loaded here in the top of the 6th inning. 0-2 pitch for Mitchell. They're going to be hit on the ground. Maggio's going to come over, play it, gun, fire to Holzer, and that'll one-hop the first baseman. 1 run comes in. Here comes the second with Trey Huzar. They'll put the brakes up there at third, and there'll be runners at the corners, 2 outs, and 2 runners come in here for Northern Cass. The old adage, just put the ball in play and find out if something good can happen. Well, something good did happen on the air on the throw there by Maggio. It'll be an E6 second air of the inning, and coming in to score is going to be Hoyland and Huzar, and now you'll have Anderson at third base via the courtesy runner, and Sam gets on board for the 3rd time today with a walk, fielder's choice, and an error, and now Hoppy will step in with a chance to either tie or possibly take the lead to put one in play. This one will miss at the numbers. For Northern Cass, the most batters they've sent to the plate in an inning against Mitchell. This is batter number 7 here of the inning. And all of a sudden, it got a little more interesting here in the top of the 6th. And that's all with 2 outs again for Northern Cass. 1-0, that's going to miss. Now 2-0 with the man dancing there, and Clement at first. Sometimes it can be a delayed steal. See if Pearson would throw down to second to allow the runner Anderson at third to maybe come on in and steal a run. Clement able to go right here. Stepping off is going to be Mitchell. They're trying to get him. And they're going to say the runner's going to have to go back to first as the ump never put the ball officially in play. So it'll be 2-0 as Sam Johnson's going to come over and talk it over with our head umpire, again calling balls and strikes. And I think the thing was the ball was never awarded in terms of being put in play. Once the ball went to Mitchell, he never put it back in play. So once the runner at first and Clement looked to go down to get that steal or possibly see if coming in from third base could be Parker Anderson if there was a throw. So it was never officially, the ball was live in play, which now we'll keep it at where it is in the count. And runners will be at the corners. Regardless, it's 90 feet of real estate to have runners in scoring position with the go-ahead run, potentially in scoring position instead of having to go back to first base. So we'll have to double-check again where we are in the count with that 1-2 on the pitch, as they will talk it over here with Brady Mitchell as well, just making sure they get everything in order. So for Northern Cass, again, able to get Hoyland with a walk, and then a walk by Trey Huzar, hit batter with Carter Waitson to fill the bases. Anderson came on for a courtesy runner, then an error. Northern Cass has done this all without a hit so far in the inning or in the game, and they're just down by 1. Runners at the corners, as they will make sure they got it everything good to go. 2-0. This one's going to be in there for a strike. The delayed steal, regardless, will result in Northern Cass having a runner now in scoring position on delayed steal there. So Clement in scoring position. 2 balls, 1 strike to Hoppy. That'll miss outside at 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Carter Westland due up next. The 3-1 to Hoppy. This one swung up and missed, and he'll make the count full at 3-2. See what Mitchell has in store on the 3-2. This one's going to be hitting the air up the first base line, foul. And we'll keep it at 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. As Mitchell winds and delivers. 3-2, got him looking to strike out the Jags for the 13th time today through 6. And Mitchell leaves the bases loaded, but Northern Cass does score 2 runs on no hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base. 5.5 complete. New score on our Bank North scoreboard. It's 3-2 Squirrels on your liveevent.com.
Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Plus, Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting and paint mixing section for your own do-it-yourself projects. From their grill selection with Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to their customer laser engraving center, Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning for Central Cass. They're hoping this is the last time that they will come up to the plate because they're looking to win it in 7. But for Northern Cass, put 2 runs up in the 6th. All of a sudden made this a 1-run ball game, and they're hoping they can find a way to play the bottom of the 7th some way, somehow. As Jacob Ossie continues to work on the mound now here from the 5th as he finished 2/3 of an inning. As for Central Cass, they will have Pearson, Parker, and Barstead due up. This is going to be a 1-1 offering, as Pearson so far with a double back in the 2nd. He's 1 of 2 with a strikeout in the 4th. Ossie the 1-1 pitch. This will be in there for a strike now at 1-2. Ophio playing pretty much straight away. A little room in right center with Metzger playing a little bit more down the right field line. This one's going to be jammed and fouled back to netting at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So for Central Cass right now, they lead it by 1, bottom of the 6th inning. All the scoring happening after the first 3 innings. This one will run in and nearly got it for a strike. Instead, it'll be a ball at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. OC looks into Pearson, the pitch. That one will miss. Now 3-2. A junior catcher leading off here for the Squirrels in the bottom of the 6th. As OC looks in, strike 3, got him at the knee. And Jacob OC gets his first strikeout in relief, and there's one down in the bottom of the 6th. Jackson Parker, the senior second baseman, comes up now here for Central Cass. Parker 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch swinging, hits one up the first base line, foul. And we've seen Central Cass do a nice job today a couple times as they've put the ball in play, particularly for hits, going the opposite way towards right field. And that's exactly what Jackson Parker was trying to do. Here's the 0-2, or the 0-1, excuse me. Now will be 1 ball and 1 strike. For 2 so far today for Parker with a pair of strikeouts. As OC looks in. That'll be in there for a strike to make it now 1-2. Northern Cass 2 runs, all in the 6th. Central Cass 1 run in the 4th, 2 runs in the 5th. There's back-to-back strikeouts here for OC in this 6th inning. As you will have now Cam Barstead, the senior left fielder, digging in. For Northern Cass, they will have due up their 8, 9, and 1 batters. Top of the 7th inning. This one is going to miss outside to make it 1-0. Barstead 0 for 2 today with a pair of groundouts, 1 to the pitcher and 1 to the first baseman. And Clemens, here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed, little off speed. Good looking pitch by OC there to make it 1 ball and 1 strike. Holzer due up next. Here's the 1-1. This one is jammed. The third baseman will see this one go over the Jags dugout there with Matthew Hoppy, but working ahead in the count here is OC now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So OC all of a sudden found a little bit of a rhythm after coming on with a couple of walks and a single, has retired 4 straight, a couple of pop-outs and 2 strikeouts. The 1-2 pitch, that'll miss. Now make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still to come on our post-game show, we'll get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game and our RDK Enterprises Feature Precision Player of the Contest as well. Here's the 2-2. This one is going to be hit up the third base line. That'll be foul, and we'll keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. For OC right now, trying to see if he can get that final strike of the inning and get the bats back up to the plate for the Jags. 2-2, that'll miss high and make it now 3-2. So the second full count of this inning for Jacob. Able to get Pearson out on the strikes to lead things off. Now we'll see what the second time happens with the full count. 3-2, that'll miss. And Barstead takes the walk, and that'll be the third walk in relief for OC. He's got 2 strikeouts, couple of runs, 2 hits against him. And now you got Holzer at the plate, who has a run scored on 2 walks so far here today. So Timberwolves just about ready to get underway as well against the Phoenix Suns in the first round of the NBA playoffs. Holzer hits one, that'll go foul now, 0-1, trying to get over that Minnesota curse of the opening round of that first round that they play in when it comes to professional sports. Runner at first again is Barstead, still 0-1 as OC looks back. The runner, this one will be out of the zone, takes Carter Wadeson out of his crouch position. Looks back to Clemens down the first base line. As OC looks back into Holzer, righty-righty matchup as Barstead stays put at first base. Holzer hits one in the air to right center field, making his way to second now. Rounding second's going to be Barstead on his way to third. They hit the relay to Hoyland, and Holzer does a good job of inside-out swing. Runners at the corners, and the number 9 batter, and Cole Holzer, been very productive here today for the Squirrels. And now it's Logan Broughton to the plate, and Central Cash trying to get some two-out magic in their own right now after a back-to-back strikeouts here for OC. A walk by Barstead, a inside-out swing by Holzer to get to right center field, and to get Barstead all the way to third. Runners at the corners with Logan Broughton, and Holzer takes his nice lead off of first base here as OC looks back the runner. There's going to be the pickoff attempt, and diving back safely is Holzer. And all of a sudden for Central Cass, a chance to get a little bit of insurance. Now bigger, those 2 runs now in the 5th inning for Central Cass, trying to do something similar here in the 6th. First pitch swinging this one, trying to get over the second baseman, and good job by Wadeson over at second. That's Cody able to see that and glove it to retire this side. So for Central Cass, they do leave 2 off of 1 hit, no errors, and no runners scored. 6 complete on our Bank North scoreboard. Central Cass up by 1 as we go to the top of the 7th inning.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Your local Castleton agents, Scott Kramer and Tyler Wesleyan, wish the Squirrels the best of luck.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 109 Main Street in Hunter.
Top of the 7th inning, new pitcher into the game here for Central Cass. The shortstop, Carter Maggio, takes the mound, while the previous pitcher in Mr. Brady Mitchell will take shortstop now for Central Cass. So Brady Mitchell will go 6 innings, 2 runs, 4 walks with 13 strikeouts. He's on the hook for the win, while on the hook for the loss. The other side right now, if the score does hold, will be Trey Huzar on the opposite side here for the Central Cass Squirrel. Actually, it would be Jacob Osee. Osee would be on the hook for the loss again for Northern Cass. So here's the pitch on the way. Carter Maggio going up against the bottom of the lineup here with Westland. 8, 9, and 1 batters up as Maggio looks in the 1-0. This one going to be foul back. Now it'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. And Maggio, we're going to see if he can get the save here for Central Cass. 1 ball, 1 strike. Maggio winds. Good breaking ball. Kind of buckled Westland right there. Now 1 and 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No outs here. Top of the 7th inning. Jags down to their final 3 outs of the contest. And the pitch. This will be outside at 2 and 2. Pearson behind the plate. As you will have Maggio with the pitch. This one will come in. Strike 3. As Westland thought that might have went a little bit too far in. Regardless, it's a strikeout. Maggio's able to get it. 14th K of the day here for Central Cass now as a pitching staff. As coming up to the plate here for the Jags will be Cody Wadeson, now the second baseman. Started as the DH. Wadeson hits one up the first base line, foul, and then you got Matthew Metzger due up next. Wadeson so far 0 for 2 with a strikeout swinging and then a strikeout looking. 0-1 pitch from Maggio. This one will hit right on top of the plate. And fortunately, from the Central Cass perspective, that was just a second strike. If that would have been the third, you would have had a running Wadeson making his way more than likely to first. Instead, it's now an 0-2 offering on the way for Maggio. Maggio, this one will be in the dirt at 1 and 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning on our Bank North scoreboard. The 1-2 pitch. This one will be swung on. Now Pearson will try to apply the tag. Instead, we'll go to Holzer for the flip, and that'll be the second strikeout and out number 2. As coming up to the plate now for Northern Cass is the number 9 batter, and Metzger, the junior, now right fielder, started in center. He will take an off-speed pitch for a strike at 0-1. After that, OC due up next. Top of the lineup here for Northern Cass. Northern Cass put everything together with 2 outs in the 6th inning where they scored 2 runs, and they're going to have to try to do that here in the 7th with 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch. That one will make it now 1 ball and 1 strike, and second time we've seen that snap with that breaking ball really come all the way down and hit the plate here in the last couple of pitches for Carter Maggio, trying to get that breaking ball working. The 1-1. This will miss outside at 2-1. So coming up here for Maggio with a 2-1 offering. This one will be off the Pearson off the foul. They'll make it 2 balls and 2 strikes as Northern Cass is down to their final strike of this Region 1 contest. Central Cass won the first game earlier here in the month of April to open up the season, trying to go 2-0 against the Jags here in Region 1 play, and then put a little separation between themselves and the rest of the region, potentially, barring how some of the other regular season games go. The 2-2. That'll miss outside and make the count full at 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Metzger sees the pitch from Maggio, and he will work a walk. So nice looking bat by Metzger, and the Jags bring the tying run now to first base, and the go-ahead run comes up to the plate in Jacob OC. OC 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts, put the ball in play as last time to the third baseman Eli Boer in the 6th. Quick little pick coming back is going to be Metzger as he dives back in. Holzer holding him on at first. So for Northern Cass right now, can they continue to work some magic with no hits so far here today? The pitch going to be low at 1-0. And 2 outs here for Northern Cass. They've yet to have a hit today, but they put 2 runs on the board thanks in terms of some walks and a couple of errors by Central Cass in the 6th inning. Here's the 1-0. This one swung on and missed. Hitting on the brakes there was Metzger. If he maybe took an extra step or 2 towards second, might have saw Pearson throw back to Holzer to see if he could gun him down at first. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs to OC. As Maggio delivers. This one's going to be hit on the ground to Boer. Eli, nice backhand across the diamond. Not going to be in time. Jacob OC with an infield single. Metzger goes to second. OC goes to first. That's the first hit of the game for Northern Cass. And now you got runners at first and second. The tying and go-ahead runner on board as Chris Hoyland comes up to the dish. So far 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts, a walk with a run scored back in the 6th. And just like they did in the 6th, Northern Cass has done this so far with 2 outs here in the 7th. This one goes right up, hits off the mound. Mitchell keeps it in front of him, tries to get the second in time. He does to retire the side. 6 unassisted to finish the game. That was hit on a rope by Hoyland. It hit the mound just enough to bounce back to Mitchell. Mitchell kept the ball in play right in front of him at second and smartly grabbed the baseball, take second base before OC got there to retire the side. And that'll do it here today in Castleton in a contest that is able to go 1 hour and 45 minutes. Central Cass will pick up the win 3-2 over Northern Cass. For the Jags, there was no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We will go to our post-game show. Again, a final Central Cass 3-2 over Northern Cass. Our post-game report is coming up next.
Dakota Heritage Bank is a bank on the go and on the grow, with locations in Hunter, Hope, Galesburg, Hillsborough, Grandin, Gackle, Streeter, Judd, Harvey, Medina, and Red Lake Falls. More locations and more services. Dakota Heritage Bank offers mobile banking and online banking with bill pay, so you can bank anytime, anywhere. Stop in and visit Dakota Heritage Bank today. Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. dhbanknd.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's the most prestigious, challenging rep warning tour on dirt. The most wanted, baddest outlaws, and the most powerful late models on the planet. The world of outlaws, King's Late Models.
A final here in Castleton, the Central Cass Squirrels pick up the win, 3-2 over Northern Cass. It's a one-hitter as a unit between Mitchell and Maggio. Northern Cass gets their first hit in the 7th inning and nearly came back with 2 outs like it in the 6th and the 7th to try to force it to the bottom of the 7th, if not maybe even win it in 7 regardless. It was a well-pitched game and maybe foreshadowing of what we're going to see once we get to the month of May here in the Region 1 baseball tournament. But here in the month of April, Central Cass picks up the win 3-2 over Northern Cass. Before we get to a look at our final numbers, let's get to some of our players of the game in our Arctic Enterprises feature Precision Play the Contest. Our play of the game is brought to you by Enbridge. Life takes energy. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Enbridge. That is energy for life. Kind of a 1A and a 1B here. Obviously, the pitching by Braden Mitchell, he was flawless. 6 innings. Gave up 2 runs. They were unearned. 4 walks with 13 strikeouts here today for Mitchell. Again, 6 innings and 0 hits against him. And then also Cole Holzer, what he was able to do in that 9th spot, able to get on board 3 times today, a walk in the 3rd, a walk in the 5th, which eventually came in to score. Then he had that single in the 7th inning. But Mitchell, obviously, in terms of what he was able to do on the mound, keeping those bats away from Northern Cass, that able to put the ball in play, and with those 13 strikeouts in terms of who he faced, and then just kind of Cole Holzer's ability in that number 9 spot to keep the batting order flipped a little bit and able to reach base here for Central Cass. Again, Mitchell and Holzer are our Enbridge Energy players of the game. Then our Arctic Enterprises feature Precision Play the Contest. Well, it's the defense. We saw a couple of nice defensive gems from both teams to start things off. First and foremost, the one that eventually sealed it with that hit right up the middle by Chris Hoyland. Mitchell able to glove it, stay in front of it, then do a nice job of taking second base before Osi was able to get there. So there's the out there. But also from Northern Cass, what they were able to do, Carter Verkota was picked off at 3rd back in the 1st inning. Carter Wadeson saw the ball get away from him a little bit up the first base line, able to pick it up and then fire a P to Hoppy, who applied the tag that was way back in the 1st inning. Those were just a couple of the nice defensive plays that we saw there. That again is our Arctic Enterprises feature Precision Play of the Contest. Arctic Enterprises with locations in Hillsborough. They wish you a safe spring planting season. Thank you for your business. Go to planterdoc.com. The final line score looks like this. Central Cass 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors, and 7 runners left on base. Northern Cass with 2 runs, 1 hit, 2 errors, and they had 6 runners left on base. In a game time that goes 1 hour and 45 minutes, Mitchell picks up the win, Osi picks up the loss, and Maggio goes with the save. Northern Cass, Osi, 1 of 4 today. You have Chris Hoyland at 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Trey Huzar 0 for 2 with a walk. And then Carter Wadeson today goes 0 for 1 with a pair of hit-by pitches. Sam Clement able to reach base 3 times on a fielder's choice, a walk, and an error. Hoppy goes 0 for 3. Westland 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. Metzger goes 0 for 2 with a walk, and Wadeson goes 0 for 3. For the Central Cass Squirrels, Logan Broughton here in this one finished 0 for 3 with a run scored. Carter Verkota goes 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. Braden Mitchell able to go 1 of 2 today with a single and a run scored back in the 4th inning. That single came in the 5th. Carter Macho goes 0 for 2 with a sac bunt. Eli Boer 0 for 2 with a walk. Pearson went 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch, or make that a double, back in the second. 0 for 3 for Parker. Barstead goes 0 for 2 with a walk, and then Holzer again able to reach base 3 times with 2 walks and a single. Mitchell came in on an error back in the 4th inning as Braden Mitchell was able to come in to score after that error after Carter Maggio put the ball in play. Hoppy from third base went to Clement at first. Clement then trying to pick off Mitchell at second. That went into left center field, and that's how the first run came in to score. And then another error allowed Central Cass after Holzer drew a walk, and you had Logan Broughton able to get on base as well. You saw an error that came across the way after Broughton hit one into right. Then it was Metzger who airmailed it to third to Hoppy trying to get Holzer out there. Holzer came in to score, and Logan Broughton then will come in a couple of pitches later on the pass ball that allowed him to come in. Those are the 3 runs for Central Cass. For Northern Cass, all their scoring came in the 6th inning with 2 outs. They got a walk by Hoyland, a walk by Huzar, then Carter Waitson was hit by a pitch. You saw the error on the pickoff throw, first and foremost from Mitchell, trying to get Hoyland out. And then you had another error by the shortstop at the time, Maggio, which brought 2 runs in that one-hopped Holzer at first base after Clement put the ball in play. 2 runners came on in to score again in Hoyland and Huzar, and those were the 2 runs here for Northern Cass. So Northern Cass gets 1 hit, but Central Cass picks up the win 3-2 here in this one. So Northern Cass, they will play next on Thursday, barring Mother Nature, against the co-op of Hankinson, Fairmount, Campbell, Tinto, Ross Holt, Lidgerwood. The Ball Stars will be making their way to Hunter, and then they will make their way, barring Mother Nature again, Saturday to the Enderlin Jamboree with games against Kindred Richland and Northern Cass. That Kindred Richland game will be a Region 1 counter for Northern Cass. Then they would play Hillsborough Central Valley. Those games will be at 4 and 5:45 respectively on Saturday. While for Central Cass, they will have the Castleton Central Cass Invite on Saturday beginning at 11 here with games against Grafton and Larimore. And then a week from today, they will host Kindred Richland in a Region 1 contest. We'll have that for you on yourliveevent.com. So with the win in the region, the Squirrels are now 6-1. Northern Cass drops to 2-2. Go to yourliveevent.com for more games throughout the rest of the month of April and in May. And a reminder, we will have the Region 1 baseball and softball tournaments for you here on yourliveevent.com. On behalf of Greg Grenz, I'm Chase Miller. Thanks so much for tuning in, and make sure you go to our website for more games and subscribe to our YouTube page on Your Live Event for more games coming up here this spring. Good night from Castleton.